So hi guys, Mac here again. Just an update to the irrigation system. I've fully overhauled the manual system and completely transformed it into our automatic system. So I'll take you around and show you the two new controllers I installed, wired up, and all the new plumbing and stuff. So here's the new setup for the automatic irrigation system. This is a Hunter X-Core 6-station controller, outdoor model of course. Just drilled it onto one of these retaining wall sleepers. Open it up. So nice simple display, a dial for all your settings and stuff like that. Manual operation, your adjusting buttons are up here, program button there. Rain sensor, I haven't got one installed yet, but I have plans to put one up on one of the house stumps there later on. So under here in the wiring, just slide that off. Got all my wiring, control wire, which is black in Australia, and each individual station's wire. And I've just ran that through a bit of 19mm PVC and just kept it exposed there. Running over to the valve box. So this is valve box 1. We've got 6 zones of irrigation feeding into this box. Just lift it off. Take that whole thing off, and all the wiring. So this one here does the station down there under the stairs there. We've got the lawn one there on the footpath, the front lawn, which is a completely new zone. I'll fire that up and show you guys, and the cottage garden zone, followed by the pool side of the house and the front side of the house. So as you can see here, I've run that red piece of wire over from the controller in underneath the valve box, and we've got all our wire connections in there. So all the coloured wires are station connections. So each of these little valves have 2 wires. One gets wired into the control wire, which I've like piggybacked around for all the stations. I'll show you that in a minute. And the other wire is just used for a station for each individual station. This is also where I connect water for the tank, and that just runs down and goes into the T all the way down the side down there to the second valve box. So, and there's also a manual valve there, so I can switch over between town and tank water. So whenever the water tank's empty, I can just switch it over. But it's 2/3 full or so at the moment, so I'm on tank water, and I've got that valve open. And that just feeds in to the valve manifold there. So I'll take you through the basics of the controller now. So I've got the thing in system off, as we've had some rain quite recently and haven't had to irrigate at the moment. But when you want to put in automatic position, you leave it in the run position, and that's where all your start times, run times and water days set in there. We'll run through in sequential order for each station and irrigate the gardens and lawns. So I'll run through some of the features for this controller and some of the programs I've set in. So current time and day, of course, just adjusting the year, date, time, etc., 24-hour time. Then I've got my start times. So program B, as you can set 3 programs. Program A starts at 5 AM, and that runs all the gardens. So station 1 and 2 are the lawns, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 are all gardens. So that starts at 5 AM, and then if you go through all the stations, so I said the first 2 are not watering. Station 3 is the cottage garden, that waters for 10 minutes. Under the stairs, tropical garden, waters for 10. Down the side there, waters for 10. And the pool garden, waters for 10. And then if we go down to water days, as you can see, that waters every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, starting 5 AM. Now if we go back to start times and change over to program B, that starts at 5:45 in the morning, and that does all the lawns. So I've got the footpath lawn running for 10 minutes, and then station 2, which is the new zone, which is the front lawn, running for 8 minutes. And that waters quite frequently, so every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. So for manual operation, I just go to manual 1 station, selecting station 2, so we run that for 4 minutes and switch it back to a run. That sends water through there, opens that station, and as you can see there, we've got a brand new station for the front lawn there, which I moved. So there used to be just one existing 180 degree thing which sprayed everywhere, but now I've changed it over to 190 degree there and 190 degree on the other corner. I am planning to upgrade this zone and probably all my lawn pop-ups to Hunter MP rotators. In fact, I've got them on order at the moment. And as you can see, it's quite misty at the moment, so that should help minimise some of the water loss and save some water. And of course, apply at a lower application rate. So station 2, which is that front lawn which I just showed you, is currently watering at the moment, as you can see by the flashing sprinkler icon. But to change it, turn it off in the middle of its operation, just turn the system off. It'll flash a couple of times, shut off, and as you hear soon, the pump will also turn off. Yeah. And I'll switch it back to run position, so I'll resume automatic watering. But yeah, that's the front controller controlling the first valve box. So next up, guys, we have our second water connection, also our second valve box, as you can see there. So this is the town water connection, and that runs into there at a T. There's also another T, and that piping runs all the way down there. I've got to bury that yet, up to the first valve box I showed you guys before. Yep, but this one's got all lawn stations, 4 valves in here, which I've just wired up. I've got to throw some more gravel and bury this piping yet, but I only finished it yesterday, the irrigation system. And there's some wiring going up there. Got a power point there for our 8 station Hunter Outdoor X-Core model. So this one also is in the off position. So inside, just get this cover off. Got 2 bundles of wiring running up. The other runs over underneath the slab there, all the way around to our 3rd station there. Yeah, but so 2 bundles of wiring running up from the 2, and I've also, as you can see there, I've binded the common wire into one from each station, so I don't have to do it twice. And then we've got each individual coloured station and controller from all the stations. So stations 1 through to 6 are all lawns, and stations 7 and 8 are the garden beds on the left side of the house over there. So once again, for wiring, I've got 4 valves in there, so I've got 8 wire connectors, 4 for the common wire connections and the other 4 for each individual station's connection. And yeah, I've done that piggyback, so I just generally feed them around. Instead of like you can bind all the wires into one big stack and chuck it in one wire connector, but just for simplicity's sake, and there weren't that many big wire connectors at the irrigation shop I went to, so I've just stuck it this way. You can do the other way, but I've done the piggybacking method. So this, guys, is the water connection for the 3rd. This is a solely only town connection for it. I've just ran a bit of 19mm PVC underneath the pavers there with the wire bundle also over to our 3rd valve box, which is beneath the fern here. So you lift that off. We've got again our 4 valves and a wire bundle and the 8 wire connectors running there for 2 lawn zones and 2 garden zones. So I'll get in and show you the programming for this Hunter X-Core 8 station controller. So I've got it in the off position at the moment. Run puts it in automatic mode. So I'll show you the programming for it. So current time and day, of course, changing that. So just check that out. So program B looks like it's doing all the lawn, station 1 to 6. So that starts at 4:30 AM in the morning. That gives 10 minutes on the first station, which is the lawn on the side, 10 minutes on one of the centre lawns, another 10 minutes on the second centre lawn, 10 minutes on the retaining wall lawn, 11 minutes on the pool lawn because it's quite a bit of sun all day long, and then 6 minutes on the paver lawn, and that's got such a shorter run time because that sits in shade for quite a bit of time, and I'm just adjusting the watering needs so it doesn't get boggy and waterlogged. And station 7 and 8 are gardens which don't get any run time at all with that program. So station B waters twice a week, every Wednesday and Sunday morning starting at 4:30 AM. So in unison with the other controller, so we don't have two programs watering at once. So this one is also runs on the same days as the other controller for the gardens, but starts a bit later at 5:45 in the morning. So this just does 2 zones of gardens. Starts at 5:45 AM and waters stations 7 for 10 minutes and 8 for 10 minutes, and that waters same as the other garden on the front 6 station controller, so every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday starting at 5:45 in the morning. We'll just turn that back to automatic watering, and that'll do the gardens tomorrow.